Hello students, today's video lecture is class 12th mathematics, that is lecture number first of chapter 5th. The chapter name is continuity and differentiability. In this chapter, we will discuss about the function and their domain and their range of these functions. Then we will reach on the topic continuity. And continuity also includes another topic, that is limit. So in this chapter, we will discuss about the topic function and its domain and range. Second point will be limit of these functions. Third point will be continuity. Fourth point is discontinuity. And then we will reach on the topic differentiability. This topic. These are the main topics of this chapter. First, we will start with the topic function. What are functions in our syllabus, and what is the domain and range of these functions? What is the graph? How can we make this graph of the given functions? And then we will reach on the limit. Clear that? So we are going to start the topic function. So in function there are several topics like trigonometric function, logarithmic function, exponential functions, or algebraic function, modulus function, greatest integer function, signum function. Like these functions we will discuss here. Clear? So first, here will be algebraic functions. Algebraic functions. In this type of function, we deal with the algebraic variables. For example, we know that the equation of a straight line is y equals to mx plus c. In this condition, this is the algebraic function, because c is the constant, m is the constant, that is the slope. All the things like c and m we have discussed in previous class, that is class 11th. But today we will discuss about the function. So I am not going to the topic straight line. Just simply we are discussing the algebraic function. So y equals to mx plus c. In this condition, there are some variables. So right here, variables. Variables are two types. First is independent variables, and second is dependent variable. Now independent variable are those variables, those are not dependent on any other mathematical identity, but dependent variables are depends any other variable. For example, in this condition, x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable, because x and y both are variable. Because x, if will be changed, then also the value of y will be vary with the variable x. dependent variable. In this condition, y is the dependent variable. Now, if we are going to draw this graph, because the functions or every function has a unique graph. For example, this is every function. If we are going to draw this graph, then it will be a straight line, and it is passing through the origin. If c equals to 0, if the value of c equals to 0, then this graph will be a straight line which is passing through the origin. In this condition, the variable of x will be denoted on x-axis and the dependent variable will be denoted on the y-axis, that is the vertical axis. But remember that for the function, always take care the arrow, because this arrow shows that the graph can be extended further in the forward direction as well as downward direction, or we can say backward direction. So in the function chapter and in the topic of function, always represent any graph with the arrow. If you are not writing here arrow, that means the function will stop at that point. For example, if we are removing here the arrow of this function, that means this graph lies between this point to this point. Okay, so there will be the range. Range is, suppose that here is the minus x and here is the plus x. In this condition, if we are taking here x equal to minus 5 and here we are taking x equal to plus 5. So the range will be here. In this condition, domain is x and the range will be y. In this condition, there is the range and this will be the domain. In this graph, that means there is limited graph. This graph cannot be extended further after this point, that is x equal to 5, and this will cannot be further extended after the point x equal to minus 5. So that is the limited. If we are taking an arrow like this, that means there is no limit. There is no limit. So always there is a meaning of that arrow in any function. For next example, if we are taking here another algebraic function like y equal to x square, y equal to x square, that is the quadratic function, or you can say that is the quadratic equation. You can also say that. In this function, the graph will be like this. This graph will pass through the origin. Origin is the point where x-axis and y-axis are intersect to each other. That point is known as origin, and the coordinate of origin is 0, 0, and that is the x-axis, and next is y-axis in this graph. If further we are going to discuss about this graph, then there will be arrow and next as the arrow. Why we are taking here the sign like arrow? Because few minutes ago we see here that arrow represents the limit of the function. That means if there is arrow, then there is no limit. If there is not any arrow, that means this graph is bounded. Clear? So we know that if we are taking here arrow, then this graph can be extended. Now this is the graph of algebraic function, that will be the quadratic. But now further we will discuss another function, that will be the trigonometric function. Trigonometric function. function there are 6 functions. First, sin x. Second, cos x. Third, tan x. Fourth, cot x. Fifth, cosec x. Sixth, sec x. Okay, there are 6 functions, that is sin, cos, tan, cot, cosec and sec. For the function sin x, if we are taking this graph and function, then at 0 degree, the value of sin x is 0, and at 90 degree, the value of sin 90 degree equals to 1. So, at the point theta equals to 0, there will be 0, and at the point of 90 degree, suppose that this is the domain, that is 90, and the range will be 1. In this condition, the graph will in this manner, like this. This is the one complete revolution of the graph sin x between 0 to 360 degree. That is the graph of sin x. But if we are taking here y equals to cos x, then there will be graph like this. This is the graph of cos x, because at 0 degree, theta equals to 0 degree, the value of cos 0 equals to 1, but theta equals to 90 degree, the value will be 0. So now at the point of theta equals to 0, then the value of cos x is 1. At the point theta equals to 90 degree, the value of the function is 0. Now in this order, we can take another angles in increasing order, like 0, 45, 90, 135, 150 or 180, and in forward direction we can take another angles, and also as it is same back side, that is the negative. So the graph will go in the negative axis like this. This is the for cos x and this is for sin x, and this graph can be also repeat this like this. Okay, this is for the negative angle, this is for the positive angle, and in this manner for the cos x, this is the for positive, and these are the for the negative angles. So in the next video lecture we will continue this topic. Thank you.